I had to drive 11 hours to that city.
Oh
And then
my
when I got on the
goodness.
show, yeah. And I packed my food in the cooler and everything. I was eating like cold fish and beans. I was like, oh, yeah. And so I didn't even see them before the show. And then I crushed it. And after I got my gold medal and I saw them, and they had like almost tears in their eyes, and they were so happy for me. And I almost had tears in my eyes. And like, no offense to my siblings, I didn't even see them that happy or proud as when they graduated from engineering from university.
Wow. See? Yeah.
So yeah, and it was just such this moment. They were like, it was so beautiful, so beautiful. And then like, it really, our relationship changed from there. They really like respected me because they saw how much work I put into it and how dedicated I was. And my dad took me out for like a beautiful steak dinner after that. And when it came, like my whole family, they were just like watching me eat it after it.
Right. Can she eat that?
And I was like drooling.
Right. Because you're done.
That first bite, yeah. Right. And then he asked me, he's like, so like, what would you say you learned from all of this? And I was like, put my fork down. I was like, whoops. I was like, you can do anything you set your mind to. And he started crying, and he like started crying like a lot. And he was like, that's what I learned from immigrating to Canada and finishing my engineering degree and being the success I am today. So to me, in a way, that was him like blessing me. And yeah, it was one of the best moments of my life, like memories. That was. So, because my dad is a huge inspiration to me, you know.
I can tell.
As much as my hardship was growing up, like he's one of the reasons why I do what I do, and gave me my entrepreneurial spirit and why I wanted to give back. So, one of the things I remember him saying when I was growing up was, the purpose of a person's life is to find a way to give back to society. And even just being a little kid, I remember being like, yeah, I like that.
Yeah, right.
Go with that. Yeah. So, I honestly, sometimes I'm like, pinch me. I feel like it's all a dream, but I feel like I got like my second life back. And just for anyone watching out there who feels like they, you know, are in this hole, like they're giving up on themselves, like, don't live with regrets. Like, you have one life, you might as well fucking go for it. And if you fail, you can always work at McDonald's and survive. Like, you will find a way.
You'll find a way.
We live in a society where everything is so easy, but things are too easy now, right? So,
cool.
Yeah. Well, we have different types of hardships. It's just changed, but you know, you can put your mind to it and push through and persevere.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay. Again, you know, you have another amazing capstone that I really want to hit on as well. And that was after the bodybuilding. Now, you stated that a few minutes ago. I'm sorry, I'm still at the steak dinner. Like, I'm in my mindset.
I was just thinking about that too. There was mashed potatoes and lobster.
You know, like, why didn't y'all invite me now?
Next time, the next one from the next show. Make it two.
Right.
He's having what I'm having.
Right. I'm having this. I may be in the show. You know, I'm like, I want this whole experience. But
honestly, it's such a self-transformation journey.
Oh my goodness! I like I said, it was so, while you were describing, it was just so beautiful. My mind is just there. I can just imagine that feeling, and you sharing that feeling in your relationship with your parents, because you want it to be a beautiful relationship. You know, you can't make people, you know, think or feel the way you do about a certain thing. You know, you can't force your thoughts or opinions on others. You can't. You know, all you can do is keep doing you, and whether they like it or not, you know, sadly, unfortunately, but fortunately, you just have to keep going. It only makes you stronger. So when you got that reconciliation with them, I know that was just kind of like you know, like, wow, you know, it was okay, cool if you didn't agree, but at the same time, if you do, then that makes it that much more enjoyable, you know?
Totally.
It really does.
And it meant so much because, sorry,
no,
because I was the rebel child, like growing up.
Mm.
And it was like the cherry on top. I was like, I'm doing me. But now the fact that my parents accept and respect me, like, it unlocked something within my heart that I was like, oh, actually, it does feel good to have my parents be proud of me. You know, as much as I pretended like I didn't care,
Yeah.
man, that feels great. And yeah, you know.
Man. Whew. Like I said, you know, okay. The TED Talk.
Yeah.
You getting people. I ain't gonna cry now, Nikita. That's one thing I ain't gonna do. Like you can try to make me.
And I'm just so thankful that they're still alive, because how many people's parents, they don't get a chance to see that, right? And I'm like, oh, like that's what life is about. Like, take that chance, make your parents proud while they're still alive, or while you're still alive. So don't live with regrets.
Like I said, you better stop. Look, because I'm not gonna cry.
Like, you can cry.
I'll pause this recording before I do the
No, a man who can show his feelings is amazing.
You're right. But this is your interview. I can't be doing I still the whole show. Like only post one snippet and that's me crying. Like, nah, I'm not about to do that.
It'd be good for views. I think it'd be good for views.
You know what? Right?
Yeah, I think go back to the parent thing.
Yeah, go to the... Oh my goodness. Okay. So going into the TED Talk, you stated that was this immediately following the winning of the competition, or how did that happen? Can you walk us into that a little bit?
Pretty much. So I joined a Toastmasters club a year and a half ago. And because I wanted to get better at public speaking, because I was like, if I want to be on social media, like I'm terrified of public speaking, better get over this.
Wow.
So when I gave a speech at my club about my bodybuilding competition, about the journey I went on and what it meant to me, one of the founders of our club puts on TEDx events for Vancouver. So he saw my speech and he was like, oh, I think there's a TED Talk in there somewhere. And an opportunity had opened up to speak. And that's when he approached me and he was like, you can speak, but just so you know, there's 3 months of work to do in 3 weeks. Like, are you up for that challenge? Do you have the time? Are you able to dedicate the energy towards it? And he gave me a day to think about it. And I was like, just coming off of so I finished the show October 27th, it was.
Wow.
And the TED Talk was December 4th. So, and I found out about a month later. So just coming off of like the show prep, like I'm still in recovery mode, like mentally almost. Goodness. But I was like, this would be great. I'm in this state right now of where I feel like I need to build off the momentum, the success of the show, and share my story. And so then I said yes. I was like, let's do it. I still got a little juice in me, and it would be a great way to end off the year. December 4th was the day of the talk. So then I did that, and I was like, let's do it.
Oh my goodness. That so again, still in recovery mode, and you have another opportunity again. Things just being thrown at you. Things seem to be aligning, even you would say. But you had when you were offered the opportunity, did you immediately accept it? Was there kind of like all right, let me think on it. You just went for it?
So crazy enough, 3 weeks before, Roger, who was my speech coach, who approached me, I put it out there into the universe. I was like, I think I want to do a TED Talk.
Oh, wow. Wait, stop playing.
Yeah, no, not even kidding. Because I gave my speech about my bodybuilding show, and I was like, yeah, I think I want to do a TED Talk. No, before that, anyways. And then 3 weeks later, he approached me, and that's why I was like, I would be stupid to say no. I literally asked for this. Literally asked for this.
Oh my God.
And in my head, I was like, well, I thought, I would do it in a year, give myself some time. I don't even know what I'm going to talk about.
Right.
Like, I don't know. So I definitely took a day to think about it. But then I was like, you asked for this is what you want. And even if it goes not well, like it'll still be a great learning experience. So it's kind of a no-brainer for me at that point. I was scared. Of course I was scared. Right up until the moment I walked on that stage, I was trembling.
Really? Did you throw up?
No.
I
was doing push-ups in the hallway. I was like, like had to get the jitters out, right? The stage, the guy behind me helping me was like, do you, girl? So yeah. But no, I was still nervous as hell. And
that is crazy. That is crazy. So if we can just go a little bit into what you talked about, what you shared on stage, your emotions, how did you feel? Again, how many people perhaps? I want to feel this in a sense. What was the experience like? You know, the lights. I know it usually looks dark in there, pitch dark. I don't know how it looks to you being on stage, but it looks pitch dark to the person on the watching it. But yeah, a little bit about that. Like, what did you go into? What did you talk about, and your emotions and things of that nature? The response, things of that nature.
So yeah, what I wanted to talk about, I really had to distill it, and I had speech coaches to help me distill my message down, and it first jumped all over the place. And I met with them every single day at noon to like revise my speech. And it jumped from like women empowerment to like follow your passion to all this kind of stuff. And then we distilled it down to listen to your body. And I talk about how out of touch society is with their bodies and how we don't listen to it, and how there's so many quick fixes these days, right? You can like take a cream or go to physio, chiro, makes you feel good for a couple of days, but they're not really taking care of the root of the problem. How, you're surrounded by other people that if they're also not taking care of themselves, you're like, oh, well, whatever, it doesn't matter. And it's so easy not to. But then like the repercussions that has, like if you want to live a vibrant, healthy life, you need to take care of your vessel. You need to take care of your body. And it's no secret now that it's your mind and body and spirit is all connected. So it was, that's what I talked about. And my business name is now Lift, Laugh, Love, but I talked about ways people can listen to their body, and that is through lifting, right? Like going to the gym. There's exercise, no matter what it is amazing. And I support anyone that wants to do it, but there's something about going to the gym and lifting that is so good for your body, because like when we're sitting in desks all day, nature didn't intend us to do that. And like we gotta put ourselves in ways that nature intended, but using the correct muscles, right? Like by working the muscles that get weak from sitting. So that's why lifting is so good, and it works on balance, coordination, and that like mind to muscle connection. It builds bone density, muscle density, all of that. There's so many good things. But really getting in tune with your body, it helps for that. The second tidbit I give is about love, right? Which I had to reframe it just to go with Lift, Laugh, Love, but gratitude mostly. And I talk about that because if you really love yourself, if somebody really loves themselves, their bodies, there's a lot of glossing over these days about self-love. Like, sorry if it's going to trigger anyone, but overweight people saying, I just love my body the way it is. Like, I love all this. I love the jiggle, the cellulite. It's like, no. If you loved yourself, you would do what it takes to take care of your body. You would nourish it. Like, you can't tell me that you feel good being overweight. You can't tell me that. And yes, it's about loving your circumstance, having compassion. Maybe you have a thyroid issue, maybe you have this, but that doesn't that isn't an excuse not to eat healthy, not to move your body. Do what you can, right? So that's the other thing, is having gratitude for your life, for the life that you've been given. Because if somebody does appreciate what they have, they will take the steps needed to work on it. And the other thing was laughter. About, you can see how I'm very like comical and lighthearted. That's something that I've always had, and it's been a big part of my life. And it was something that was taken away from me, like something my dad said when I was super young. He was like, oh, you laugh like a native man. And I just took that as like, oh,
Yeah, right.
Like, and I'm like 10 years old. I'm like, fine, you'll never hear me laugh again, and then you'll be sorry. Like, just little Nikita was a little vengeful.
Yeah.
But no, like over the years I've brought it back, and I'm just like more and more myself. As I heal myself, I just incorporate it more into who I am. And laughing is so good for us, right? Like, it makes us breathe from our diaphragm, but because when we're stressed, we breathe from our chest all the time. So it makes us take deep breaths through our diaphragm. It also increases creativity, productivity, and it helps you see life in a more optimistic way. And there's so many benefits of laughter. Like, you can't deny when you have a good laugh, like you just carry that good energy throughout the rest of your day. And I just want people to take life not so seriously. So, and for me, like, I love watching stand-up comedy, and it's almost like in the back of my brain, I'm always like, how can I make this situation funny? That'll make it better.
Yeah. And you have no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But yeah, like, in that sense, when you're stressing less, when you're enjoying the moment, when you're happier, your body, your nervous system calms down. And then that you're able to listen to the whispers that your body is telling you. And then from there, like fear, anxiety, they start to leave, and you can start to look for solutions and be more optimistic. And
oh my goodness. You again, you say so much. You say so many great and amazing things, and the things that you say, your responses are just so great. Even as a person who is the interviewer, it's very hard to sift through what you say because it's so much I want to. You know what I'm saying? It's like, dang it. You know, you feel like you're checking the time. You're like, all right, I'm trying to be considerate of time. But it's like, doggone it. I can push this an extra hour and 30 minutes. But it's like at the same time, I don't want to do this person. But again, going back to what you said, and even now, even in regards to just laughter, this whole interview has been that. You know what I'm saying? It's been the showcase of what you just said, and the things that you mentioned in your TED Talk are a reflection of just exactly what you do. You know, so you're not a hypocrite to what it is you say or you suggest, but you show that though you're not perfect or there's no perfection there, you still strive for those things. And that's what I respect most about you. And that's what I enjoyed about your TED Talk. I watched a bit of it as well. But you showcase the very things that you speak on. And I respect that. I respect that 110,000%. How was the response in terms of the crowd when they were hearing this? I'm curious in regards to the people that were actually hearing this. Did you have people come up afterwards? Man, thank you so much. I need to hear this. Or, hey, this is something I never thought about. I never saw it this way. How were the responses?
The responses were amazing. And like, as nervous as I was getting up on that stage, it was so crazy, Trey. Like, the moment I walked on, everything went clear. Like, my mind was so present. I wasn't scared anymore. I was just like using the energy of the crowd. And like, it just melted away. And it was almost like the thing I was so scared about wasn't that scary. And after I was done my talk, I like jumped off the stage. I was like, I could do that again. And it felt so good.
Ooh.
And then, my speech coach was like, pay attention to that, because that means something, right? That means, like, when you get into that flow state, that means that maybe you're meant to do this. And I said, maybe I am meant to do this. And I had so many people come up to me after and knew that I only had 3 weeks to prepare. And they were like, that was one of the best talks of the night that you gave.
Oh my God.
And I've had like my friends reach out to me, even people I don't know reach out to me. That was so crazy. I'm getting tingles like crazy right now. But one of my friends in Mexico, he watched it, and he messaged me after, and he said, thank you so much, because I literally today was having a conversation with my parents, and I decided I was going to quit my volleyball and stop dancing, because he's a break dancer. But I watched your talk and something just clicked, and I decided not to give up on myself. And it changed his life. And who knows who else's life it changed. And I was just like, man, like, even for that's why I worked so hard to do it. That's why I worked so hard. I was like, this is a message. This is something that is in my heart and my soul, and it can help people. And that is why I want to do it. I don't care if it blows up on the internet or whatever. If one person sees it and it changes their life, like, I'm good with that. So yeah. If you guys haven't seen it, go check it out.
Yeah, go check it out. Go check it out. I mean, again, it is just amazing. I knew that you had done these things. Of course, I peeped you out a bit, and I'm scrolling through your social media. But to hear it and to actually hear you talk about it, it's a completely different experience. It's like, wow, you do a great job at making a person feel like they were there. But even more so, hearing the responses and the things and the reason why you do what you do. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear money. You don't hear views. You don't just hear this wanting to get. I hear a lot of, I want to give, and that's what I'm very big on. I'm very big on giving. And I do believe that when you give, you get. I do believe that too. That obviously is very much so shown in lives. But you have that perspective of giving. That's your primary objective. And I've seen that. I see that on I see that in your comments. You comment on a lot of videos I comment on, or again, the people you're associated with, or your content itself. People don't realize, I think people don't realize just how hard it is to be a content creator. Like, as a content creator, it's not like you get paid for every single thing you put out. You know what I'm saying? It's like you literally have to take time out and actually, orchestrate or select how you're going to go about presenting this. And so with your content specifically, I see a lot of different knowledge-based, again, humor-based, actually live, love, live, laugh, love. Live, laugh, love. Yeah, like I see a lot of that. Like, it's literally that. So again, you going back to exactly doing what it is you say, what it is you present, and that is such an amazing way of being, and something I respect about you the most. With that said, I want to go and ask this question because, again, I'm curious just for myself, but I'm also, I believe that my viewers are also curious as well. You have a very comfortable looking bed. How in the world, or I guess I should say, what in the world do you think upon? Maybe, again, 3 things that you think on to help pull you out of that bed when there's days where Nikita doesn't feel like getting out. She doesn't feel like getting up. She doesn't feel like, maybe, training. Maybe you don't feel, we have those days where you, like you say, you just feel like today's not the day, or maybe I should give this all up. I'm sure you still deal with those fears. Maybe what am I doing? Is this going to sustain my, though those thoughts and feelings may be a lot less than what they were initially, I'm pretty sure they're still there. So on the days where you have those thoughts and those feelings and emotions, what gets Nikita out of that comfortable bed where you can probably stay in for hours? What gets you up and out and ready to take on life the way you've described it?
Yeah, good question. So I've become really good at being gentle with myself. And if I'm facing one of those days, I'm like, okay, what's the bare ass minimum that you could do today?
Yeah.
Right? What, number one, like, would you get done that you would feel good about? What is like a non-negotiable? Is there anything crucial that you need to do today?
Yeah.
If that's a no, then I'd be like, okay, so maybe we can.
You should, yeah.
Maybe you need a rest.
Yeah.
Like, you work hard. And if you really think that you deserve this rest, like, take it.
Facts.
There's no shame in that.
Facts.
Right. And so I'll do that. But what really, I used to be a night owl. I used to work till like 3-4 a.m. And when you're working on your passion, that's pretty normal.
True.
But also along the side of depression, sleeping till like 10, 11. So what gets me out of bed is my morning routine. And that is like meditation, focusing on my gratitude, and then writing down my goals, my 6-month goals. And sometimes I do breath work, not so often, but the meditation and gratitude practice they get me aligned with myself. They
Yeah.
get me in touch with myself, that I actually started looking forward to getting up in the morning and meditating
Wow.
and having that touch base with little Nikita, with like what Nikita's sole purpose is. And I don't hate mornings anymore. Like,
wow.
working for yourself is such a journey in itself, right? Because when you're working for somebody else, you got someone there over you got to go to a job. Yeah, but like, even before I started this business of my own, I literally was on YouTube, like Googling how to be an entrepreneur. Like, I don't know. And learning how to work for yourself is such a skill. So like, setting a solid morning routine, like something that you look forward to, but really that mindfulness part is a huge base for me. And I'm like, even if I do that, I won the day. Or even if I that or moved my body, at least I won the day. So that gets me out of bed, and then living my passion, doing what I love. Like, getting out of bed isn't so hard when you freaking love your life, when you actually love what you're doing. But it's hard to get out of bed when you're uninspired, not working for something that you believe in. Right. Even if I don't want to knock all companies or people that work for other people, because you can still love your job and love what you're doing, believe in what you're doing. But for me, it just wasn't for me. So and if you're not there, make that adjustment and think about something that will get you excited. The idea of what your life could be if you weren't in your situation, and work towards that, right? Because then that's that action step. At least you're taking action towards that.
Love it. Oh my goodness. Again, you know, there's so much that I think anybody that heard that could take from it. And me myself, again, a lot of times I joke around and say, you know, oh, I'm putting these videos out for other people. I'm like, man, how much I be thinking this is actually for me a lot. I'm like I be like, I need these is like therapy sessions for me. I'm like, man, I leave here feeling refreshed and everything. And I'm like, you know, sometimes I'm like, I gotta question myself. Trey, you do this for you, you know? No, but it feels like that. It does. Like,
follow your heart. Like, you know, maybe you're meant to be the next great interviewer. And I love putting myself and watching things that inspire me. And I remember seeing something so specific. It was like it was like the type of work or inspiration doesn't change, the people change, right? So maybe Joe Rogan in 20 years, right? He's gonna be like not doing what he does, but there's always gonna be room for that next generation, and right. So that's when I see all the competition out there, I'm like, oh my God, like honestly, like I want to kind of be that Oprah status, but I'm like, okay, you know what, Oprah's got to move over one of these days. So I'm not going to let that stop me from potentially doing it. And those people that are crazy enough to think that they can change the world usually are the ones that do.
I do.
I love that quote. But it all starts just from like following your passion, your inner guidance, and like what makes you happy. So if you love doing these freaking videos, that's amazing. Keep doing them.
Appreciate that. I mean, hey, Oprah, hit me up, hit me up, Oprah. You know, look, hit me up, or move over and let me get in there. You know,
right?
But I receive that 110,000%. If this is something I ask everyone that I interview as well, if this was your last day on Earth and you were, you know, about to get abducted by aliens, you know, you're laying in that nice bed or something, and all of a sudden a portal opens up and just sucks Nikita out of here, you know, and she just ends up somewhere else. And she doesn't post again maybe in about the next 10,000 years. You can laugh, but if that was to happen, and again, we were just left with the content you have left us on TikTok, Instagram, this being one of your last interviews as well, which is pretty dope. What would you want people to take from your content that they may come across or scroll on any of those platforms? What would be your sole mission or goal that you will want people to take from any piece of content that you post or have posted?
I would say life is not easy. Life is scary. It's going to be scary. But we all have a warrior within us that's begging to come out. And everyone has a different gift within them to share. And life is tough, but if we all help each other out, it'll be a lot easier. And yeah, we all have a gift to share. We all have a gift to share. So don't give up on yourself. Do what you need to do to be the best version of yourself. It looks different for everyone. But how are you going to make the time that you have on this earth the best possible for yourself and for others around you? So, and then I would fly to Paris and have an amazing baguette croissant because I can't eat gluten. And then I would watch the sunset and probably jump into the ocean or something.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
I'm just a dolphin, I guess.
I run with it. Run with it. I love that response. That is completely dope, heartfelt. Again, it is something that I think asking this question, a lot of people don't think about, so I try to squeeze this question in as one of my last questions because
it was a good one.
I think it gives reflects your mindset towards the aspect of legacy. And I think that's a very big part of what I try to emphasize in my own content is what am I leaving behind? What will I have here once I'm gone? Because obviously the internet is going to be here, probably for thousands of years. But again, that response was absolutely amazing, heartfelt, well thought out as well. In terms of your content itself, what can people, maybe my followers who are looking at this and they're about to follow you, I'm pretty sure they're going to follow you. Y'all better follow her, show her some love. But going forth for the followers you do have and the followers that are going to also follow you, what content can they expect? Is there anything coming up that Nikita has in the works, anything like that they can expect? What's new? What's coming out?
More funny stuff, honestly. Like, yeah.
I was hoping. Okay.
Like it's always been a dream of mine to be a stand-up comedian or do something, and TikTok has that avenue. And so, like, obviously the health and fitness stuff, nutrition, mindset, meditation, mindfulness, like inspiration, all that's going to be there. But more funny stuff, because that's who I am, and that's another gift I want to share with the world.
That.
Right? Like, we need more laughter in the world. So I'm just getting good. Like, I literally just posted one like 10 minutes before our call, and I'm getting better about like doing little characters and the voiceovers, and it's all learning process and experience. And I see other people that have like freaking Warner Brother presentation like movies up there. I'm like, oh my god, how am I gonna do that? But it's like one step at a time, take that little action. So more funny stuff, more of my personality shining through.
Oh, I love that. I can't wait to see. I was hoping to see that because, again, not that I didn't see it in your content, not that I don't see your personality in your content, but that humorous side, that side of you, you actually very funny. You actually are. Like, I laugh in interviews, but I don't. The way we've laughed today, I don't often laugh like this. Like you genuinely had me over here, like actually laughing, and I appreciate that. But again, looking at your content, it's very, although it's amazing, it's professional and it's fitness and it's you're about your business, but you're also allowing people to see more of you in this upcoming, the humor, the authenticity, the transparency behind it. Not that you're not showing that now, but to add your humor inside of that, I think I find that some of the dopest content when people can be funny and still mesh that in or mash that into what it is that they're presenting as well, and that is fitness. So, like I said, going back to the first TikTok I saw of you, that right there, like that literally had me going, yeah, I gotta follow this. Like,
appreciate it. It just shows like when you leave your comfort zone, amazing thing happens. Where the truer you are to yourself, that's when the universe rewards you. So lift, laugh, love.
Oh, live, laugh, love. I love it. I love it. I love it. For everyone that is begging me to ask this question, where can they find you? On what platforms are you on? Is it YouTube, Pinterest? I don't know, freaking MySpace, you know, like where are you in regards to your platforms?
I ain't that old.
Hey, I'm just saying, hey, you know, some people still on there, you know.
I know.
It's crazy.
Yeah, no, Instagram for sure. So it's nikita.liftlovelaugh. I also have a website, www.liftlovelaugh.com. Bought the domain. But TikTok, right? I'm sure you're going to link my TikTok. And in 2 weeks, my YouTube will be up. I'm going to be starting that.
You don't have a YouTube already?
I don't have anything posted.
Okay.
I have a YouTube as like my personal thing, but I don't have any personal videos. That's also something that's been a calling of mine.
Oh, yeah.
So I want to post more like longer videos about talking a lot about like spirituality and like women empowerment and the mindset behind the fitness. Because as you know, like Instagram, TikTok, you can't really get too deep into that.
Exactly.
So yeah, I want that to be YouTube to be more of like the conversation where people can really feel me get deeper into those topics.
I love it. And on which platform can they DM you and reach out? There may be people that want to reach out. Which one is the most
Instagram? Yeah, Instagram would be best.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Even though I love the TikTok community more. It's more supportive, more engagement.
Yeah.
But I find the messaging is not as good.
I hate it. Yeah, I hate it. I hate that message. You can't even send a picture. Like from what you can't even send a picture on TikTok.
Yeah.
Or a link. It's yeah. I don't know what they're doing. But again, this has been amazing. I know everyone that see it will benefit in some way. Even if they don't necessarily relate to everything that was said here. There was so many generic wisdom and gems that you dropped. I like to call them pieces of gold. So when I do snippets, I sift through and try to like find that gold. So you dropped so much. I'm just so ready to cut snippets out. But Nikita, you really showed up and showed out, and you really allowed yourself to be transparent on my platform. Again, I appreciate the time you made. Again, time is something you can't get back. So I really, truly try to value that. Again, even though we're pushing like 2 hours, but
didn't even feel like it.
It doesn't. I'm so glad you feel that way. But thank you so much. Again, it was an honor. Guys, make sure you go follow her, you know, for my sake. But again, you don't really need my sake. It's just who she is and the person that she is. That she gonna have you running over there anyway. And make sure you check out that dog on TikTok, the one I'm talking about. That's hilarious. Like the way she sculpted that was just crazy. But
like it's pinned. It's the first video pinned on my TikTok, and it's got the most views, so you can't miss it.
You can't miss it. I'm telling you, like you're gonna have a pretty good laugh. Because again, when you first initially see her, you won't expect the humor, but it's like, whoa. it took a minute too to get, but oh snap, like.
It's like oh yeah,
go see it, man.
This has been an absolute pleasure, and you know what, no offense on my other interviews, but this has been one of the best interviews I've done, if not like the best.
Appreciate
this is the way that you have of being genuine and really asking the right questions. I think that's super important. It really shows that you're listening. And the connection that we have, you know, it's like it's really good chemistry on film. So no, you're really good at what you do, and this has been an absolute pleasure. And even just like the voice messages that we were sending back together and just hyping each other up. So I'm really excited to see what you create after this, and this has been so great.
I appreciate it. Again, these words are so welcome. You know, it's something that, again, going back to the fear and the aspect of just taking that leap, I've gotten comfortable being uncomfortable. And so, you know, with that said, I think that's why you're seeing more of it, and you're seeing more of me, the level of genuineness and authenticity. Though again, it's it's not about the views and things of that nature. I may not be where a lot of people are, but again, it's the consistency and it's the willingness that people see, the genuineness, the love that people see that truly makes them that much more attracted to it. So, you know, if like you said, one person benefits from it, then that is still a win, because it's a matter of getting what we have out and sharing it. So though you're thanking me and you're, you know, reflecting things back onto me, I reflected back and just let you know that, you know, without these amazing stories like yours, Nikita, I wouldn't have content. So I appreciate you, appreciate the love and the genuineness, the transparency that you allowed me to share with my followers. And again, this is absolutely an amazing story. To have even talked to someone who has been on a TED Talk is absolutely dope. I would have never thought I would have gotten to a point like this, you know, to where I'm just meeting these type of people, but these interviews are opening up so many doors. It's just amazing. You know what I'm saying? Going back to, like you said, it's just these things aligning and you're seeing opportunity after opportunity after opportunity. And it's something that I'm willing to embrace. Like I said, until my dying breath. So thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you guys too, if you stayed this long in regards to the interview. Again, follow her, please follow her. All of her stuff will be in the description below, so you don't even have to go back and rewind and try to, you know, spell out the name, you know, and all that stuff. I got you. So below will be all of her information. Thank you again so much for watching. Make sure you like, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Also hit me up if you have a story. Again, just like Nikita, you have something that someone else can benefit from, and you have to share it. You know, you need to share it. People need to hear what people like you, Nikita, have went through, things that you've gone through. You can look at a person, you can see content on TikTok, Instagram, but you don't fully know what this person, you don't know the story behind this person. You know what I'm saying? But it takes that digging and that sense of transparency to truly allow someone else to benefit from your story, your journey. So do what she did. Hit me up if you definitely want to share your story. Again, also follow her. If you're following me, follow her. You know, show that love, show that support. Let her know how much you guys have appreciated the interview, and DM her. DM her if maybe you want her on your podcast. So you know, I did it, so I'm pretty sure she'd be willing to do it with you. But with that said, I definitely want to close it out with you, Nikita, if there's anything else that you have to say.
You said it all, man. We got it. Just, you know, I hope, yeah, like you said, anyone else that's watching out there, that you feel inspired, but you also feel inspired to take action. And yeah, life is what you make it. And if you choose to make it beautiful and see the opportunities, that's what you're going to get. But if you choose to not do that, that's what you're going to get too. So, yeah.
Exactly. I love it. We're going to end it right there, man. Thank y'all again so much for the love and the patience. And if you stayed this long, and with that said, until the next interview, peace.